Number 7 is our assessment focus question for the lesson. So this is the one question that has all of the concepts that you really do need to know in order to be successful. We have a playhouse here and has a shape of a rectangular prism with a triangular prism on the roof. And we need to determine the surface area of the playhouse. So what we're going to do is, let's start with the rectangular one first, since it's usually the easiest one to do. So I'm just going to pull up my pen again. So the area of the front, I'm going to call this my front. So I have an area or dimensions of 2 meters by 2 meters. And of course, I have a front and a back. So I get 8 meters squared. My top is going to have a dimension of 2 meters by 3 meters. And I have 12 meters squared. And then I have a left and a right. So my left, where's my left? So here's my left. So I have 2 meters by 3 meters is my left and my right. And I have 12. When I add these up, I am actually going to get 32 meters squared. I'm just going to erase this, like the messiness here. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, again, I'm going to grab my pen. So we have to we don't have a right triangular prism here, right triangular prism. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to split this up like we did in the previous example, and we're going to create two right triangular prisms. So we know that in our top, which is just a triangular prism, we have a height of 0.75, and then we have a hypotenuse of 1.25. Okay? So we also know that this side, the two sides of the triangle, the two diagonal sides of the triangle are equal. So we know that if I drop a perpendicular, these two lengths would also be equal. So we're going to split them up. We're going to create two right triangular prisms to create, like out of this triangular one. So I'm going to have a 0.75 here and a 1.25. And we know that this length and that length are going to be the same. So let's call that an x. So we have to use Pythagoras' theorem. We put in our right angle. We know that the side opposite the right angle is C. I'm going to call this A, and the other one is B. So we know that A squared is equal to C squared minus B squared. A squared is equal to 1.25 squared minus 0.75 squared. A squared is equal to, I need to grab my calculator. We have 1.25 squared is 1.5625. 0.75 squared is 0.5625. So we can see that our A squared is equal to 1. So when I take the square root of it, A is equal to 1. So this dimension is 1 meters. Okay? So we now go and put in our dimensions. This is 1. The hypotenuse was 1.25. And the height was 0.75. That means that this is 0.75. This is 1.25. And the height of our triangular prism is actually this length right here. So we know that that's 3 meters. So this is 3, that's 3, and that's 3. So now let's find our area of each region. Our dimensions of region 1 is 3 by 1. Our dimensions of region 2, which is a triangle, is base times height. So I'm going to actually start with the height. So 0.75 times 1. And we know it's a triangle, so we have to divide that area by 2. We know that the dimensions of region 3 is 1 by 3. We know that region 4 and region 2 will have the same surface area, so I'm not going to put in my dimensions again. I'll just transfer that down. And region 5 is 1.25 times 3. So we have 3 meters squared here. We have, I'm just double checking just so I don't make a mistake, 0.75 divided by 2 is 0.3. Oh, I just made a mistake. Look at that. So this is 3 by 0.75. Sorry about that. So let's just try this again. Geez, I'm glad I caught that. So 3 times 0.75. Is 2.25. And this one, 0.75 divided by 2 was 0.375. We know that this region area is 1 by 3, so this is 3 meters squared. And we know that region 2 and 4 are the same. So I'm going to put that one in. And 1.25 times 3 is 3.75. And we now know that we can, all we have to do is add up our regions. So 2.25 plus 0.375 plus 3 plus 0.375 plus 3.75, and we get a total area of 9.75 meters squared. We actually have 2 overlap regions. We have the region that, and I'm going to put this in red, we have this region that overlaps right here. Okay, so these 2 right triangular prisms to form that roof overlap in the center. So that is actually this region right here. So it would be this area that actually overlaps. So we're going to, we're going to actually overlap region 1. We do actually have another area of overlap, and that is this area right here. Right? So this top, the bottom of the triangular prism and the top of the rectangular prism. We know that that has dimensions of 3 by 2. I'm just going to change my pen again. So we have a 3 by 2, so 6 meters squared of our overlap. Okay, so let's use our formula. So we had a surface area of prism 1 of 32 meters squared plus 9.75 meters squared plus 9.75 meters squared, because we had 2 of those right rectangular prisms, minus 2 of my overlap 1, minus 2 of my overlap 2, and I'm going to get 2.25 times 2, which is 32 plus 0.7975 plus 9.75 minus 4.5 minus 12, and we should get an answer of 32 minus 32 plus 9.75 plus 9.75 minus 4.5 minus 12, and we get an area of 35 meters squared.